That is very Africa. Vai sempre. Yeah, never lose.
All right, you're welcome on Black Fire Network. Africa Maria from Kampala, Uganda, with my colleague INNOSSETU. Thank you so much for joining us today here on Black Fire Network, Facebook, Black Fire Network Radio, YouTube, Black Fire Network Live, Twitter, Black Hot Network, and of course,
So,
other
between the
platforms.
web, between the web,
Mm,
goes in 2 hours.
2 minutes.
Hmm?
2 minutes.
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So today's topic, of course, is about the news that is running all over about the UK signing an asylum treaty in Rwanda. Now, this question has had the majority of the asylum seekers. Um, kigambo kyaba siika lwaki wakiggyeemu?
Hmm?
Kigambo siika nga wakiggyeemu?
Wandise ebitabo sirina kino kifuzeroweema nkyusa gundi. Kiri mu description.
Totufaayo. Tewaziraliwa.
Okay, now.
Nkyalya. You know, the issue of the UK secretary. The issue of the UK secretary signing a treaty with Rwanda, of course. The treaty they have signed gives Rwanda the responsibility of harboring the asylum seekers who are in the UK. So apparently, UK is going to move the asylum seekers who are there for whatever. If they are seeking asylum, because sometimes people seek asylum in regards to political issues and stuff like that. So UK, of course, signs this, and Rwanda agrees that all the asylum seekers in the UK are, free to be deported. I will use that very word, to be deported down to Rwanda. And
Yes, good evening, Kate.
all right, that's coming from Keith. I guess good evening, Maria, and say too good evening to you, Keith.
We are here enjoying groceries of grasshoppers. If you can see grasshopper, we are eating grasshopper.
Mazzi nzagataddemu. Njagala wansi wabbeeyo ebintu ebyo. Genda comment yo.
What's popping my hands? Don't miss it, you too.
No. Yeah, but thank you for coming.
We are here eating mosquito apple. I said mosquitoes.
No, grasshoppers. No. They're disgusting. Grasshopper rats, what is this madness? Me, I'm eating cassava. See, yeah. We are eating cassava.
We're so fast.
Put it down far.
So, the topic is good.
Like I was telling you guys, a lot of that's the event that took place between the UK secretary and the Rwandan president Paul Kagame has caused mixed feeling within the black people or the Africans who are seeking asylum in the UK, because most of them actually don't want to come to Rwanda. Or they feel like we left Africa now. Rwanda is not different from Africa. Why do you want to take us back to Africa and stuff like that? But Kagame says that it's okay. You come down to Rwanda and we shall, of course, give you that peace that you uh, weren't able to achieve or have in your countries. Now, my question still lies to you, Innosetu. Apparently, we've seen Kagame himself condemning the collaboration of Africans and the Europeans. In most of his discussions, like says Africa needs to stand alone. We don't need to involve ourselves with the Europeans. And is it because the Secretary General, the representative who came from UK was a black guy? So I don't know. Is he? Why did he find it not so insulting for him to involve in this treaty and agreement? And yes, I know very well that, of course, most of the African presidents do things when they know they are going to benefit. They hardly do things that they don't benefit from. So probably I know there is a sack of money and donations that, of course, Rwanda will receive after this treaty. And, there is a lot that Kagame is yet to tell the world about this treaty and the agreement he has signed with the UK government. But, well, I know it's going to be because apparently most of the people who go seeking asylum are actually not people who are running for, from political issues. But of course, a lot of Africans use that as a chance for them to gain asylum, cards, and have residence in whatever country they choose to go to outside Africa. And now them saying that, all right, we are going to be deported, more especially those who have not been given the citizenship yet. For them saying that they are going to be deported back to Rwanda, it's like someone deporting you back to your home. And so some of them are like, we don't trust the African presidents and stuff like that. But yeah, it has left a lot of mixed feelings, and the same in my mind, because like this is someone who has been against collaboration with the European Union. What do you think Kagame did this? Why?
Um, we know very well that this is not the first incident in Africa. Seeing Western countries sending off refugees, sending off asylum seekers to Africa. We even saw that, was it after COVID?
Mm. Mm.
So,
Sigira wa?
because it, Mhm.
Cold and rainy UK versus warm and shiny Rwanda seems like a no-brainer if you could choose.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
This entire issue is a distraction for UK residents because their economy is in a tumble.
They're having economic problems.
Mm-hmm. Um, is a distraction. Well, I think that asylum seekers, most of them don't really care whether it's cold or rainy.
Mm.
Jib Jabba, you may see this as probably a difference, but these people usually when Africans or when most
Oh,
people want to
listen.
travel back into African countries, over there,
Oh, listen.
eh, sorry. When these people want to travel to countries, in European countries more especially, they have reasons why, and of course they have to work. They feel like for them they feel like traveling outside Africa is all about you making money,
Mm.
getting rich. That is their dream.
Mm.
Getting rich, having money. Okay, so so it does not like um they feel like it doesn't favor them
Mhm.
because some of the countries where some of these people come from actually their currency is bigger than the mafaranga.
Mm.
So if their currency is bigger than the mafaranga, which is the Rwandese currency,
Mm.
bigger than some countries, sorry, less than some countries in Africa, and you tell me that person from their specific country is being brought to Rwanda. There is something about Rwanda that most people don't really understand. First of all, there is little that is known about Rwanda's population and
Mm.
how the Rwandese live. But there is a very huge economical difference between the rich and the among the rich and the poor.
Mm.
There is also a very big social difference in
Mm.
Rwanda among the rich and the poor.
Mm.
Now, a country that has not given advantage to its citizen, because in Rwanda people don't do the usual. You don't have a lot of liberty to do stuffs on your own.
Mm.
You don't have liberty to run a business. There's a lot that comes with you running businesses. Apparently there is limitation to freedom to various things. And the reason why most people would think Rwanda would be the most favorable place for asylum seekers to go to is because Rwanda hides a lot of the shit that is going on. There is little involvement with the Rwandese citizens on social media platforms.
Mm.
Talk of celebrities, there is no talk of celebrities and talk of non-celebrities, local people, the rich. There is little involvement. So what the president of Rwanda tells the world is what the world takes.
Mm.
So we are not even sure if Rwanda is capable
Mm.
of taking care of these asylum seekers. But one thing I know for sure, it's going to benefit because UK is just not sending the asylum seekers to Rwanda for free. Of course, there is a bag that is coming along with them. Now, Kagame cannot tell me that he's bringing these asylum seekers and probably opening way for them, or maybe they are opening because when you travel to UK, there are high chances that you're gonna work. You're not going to sit all day. So are all the people in Rwanda employed, or don't they have the right to employment? Are these asylum seekers going to get employment that even the people of Rwanda are not getting? Are these asylum seekers going to have access to the services that the people in Rwanda are not having access to? And talk about that um, the fact that they don't have the right they don't have freedom of speech in Rwanda. Are the asylum seekers going to be free from that? Are they going to be free from that constitution? Are they going to be free from the law? That is the question. And a lot of people, and I know one thing for sure, that this step is going to cause a lot of havoc, and we are going to get to understand what really happens in Rwanda, because these people will not keep quiet. The asylum seekers will talk, because they always do that. So, but basically, is Kagame going to stop them from? Um, that's why you never see them on social media. Never. True. Is Kagame also going to prevent the asylum seekers from having the social media freedom? Is he going to prevent them from having the freedom of speech? Is he going to, of course, hide them away from the world? We made, maybe this is a time we'll get to know what really happens in the depth of Rwanda. If you travel to Rwanda, one thing for sure, when you reach the capital of Rwanda, Kigali, you will see a beautiful, smart city. And in this city, you will not see poor people. Now, this is something that people don't really know. I'm sorry to say, when you go to Nairobi, you can find all classes of people. They have the right to move in Nairobi city. When you come to Uganda, you see always the video of that Mr. Lava Lover. Every kind of person in the capital city of Kampala. Everyone has the liberty. You go, whether you're poor or you're rich, you have a liberty. Now, that freedom is not in Rwanda. That's why a lot of people say the most beautiful. Rwanda itself divides its road. There are roads where poor people cannot pass. There are areas where poor people cannot reach. There are areas where only rich people will be, that when you see someone in that area, you will know how heavy that person's pocket is. Even when you're coming at the airport of Rwanda, there is that separation. Those poor people also have where they park, and those who have money have where they park. When you go to Kigali, there are some places that you can never reach, and reaching there requires you to have a big wallet. Now, my biggest question is, are the asylum seekers, or these people who are going to be transferred down to Rwanda, are going to be confined? Are they going to be able to comply with the rules and the regulations, or with the laws that they're going to find in Rwanda? Are they going to allow to be? Because apparently even communication is always cut short. In Rwanda, you don't make a call for a very long time. Kagame doesn't allow that. He says that's waste of time. You don't call and talk like in Uganda. You're calling somebody, or you talk for 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3, 4. You are explaining shit for apparently like 6 minutes. You are talking to one person. That is not in Rwanda. You can talk for all that duration. You are prohibited, because the president of Rwanda always says you're wasting time. Why should you talk on phone for a long time? So how are these asylum seekers going to be connecting with their families? How are they going to be treated? We are yet to see. We are yet to see what Kagame has to tell the world about the laws that he had put in, of course, Rwanda. Look it up.
So inakomento wano kyakola bino kyakola
How this issue may be used to get Kagame out of power, how he reacts to these migrants and their issues. How are the tribal difference going to impact Rwanda? Of course, Jib Jabba, your last comment, I do really agree with that. I think this is a high time we get to know what happens in the heart of Rwanda this time around, because we are having different people who maybe are not used to this kind of mental, slavery, and they may be, of course, able to fight for themselves or stuff. We are going to see chaos. I believe we are going to see chaos. And it's funny that the world doesn't know that this actually goes on. But the tribal differences in Rwanda are still huge, because there are those particular. There is still the tribal difference in Rwanda, by the way. Though the world thinks that it ended with a genocide, but it still exists in Rwanda.
like I said earlier, this is not the first time we are seeing I know I I'm sorry for that, not political asylums. It's not the first time we see refugees from Europe coming sent to African countries
Mm.
after COVID.
Mm.
We saw was it after COVID before COVID? We saw refugees being coming here to Uganda from which country? In Ichibuga Chirota, Istanbul.
Mm.
They had a war
Mm.
where
Mm.
Americans were taking out. Is it Pakistan?
Mm.
Eh,
Mm. Mm. Ah,
So,
sorry.
so it is not the first time we are seeing. Hmm?
When you can Istanbul.
Istanbul,
Never. Say about
Kabul,
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, right?
Mm.
So after COVID, we saw a lot of Afghanistan men and women being sent
Bagatwala batya?
being sent to Uganda. So
Bagatwala?
eh? I don't know. I don't, they might these people might even be still in Uganda, but just like Keith said, there are no social media platforms they will post this that these people are in Rwanda or in Uganda. But you know very well that after it was after COVID that
Mm.
we saw those people from Afghanistan being sent to Uganda as refugees. But these were people that were in five-star hotels. They were provided with everything
Mm.
from those countries, and it was a mutual agreement, a mutual understanding between USA and Uganda.
Mm.
So it is not the first time that we are seeing African countries, Western countries sending off refugees or asylum seekers to African countries.
Mm.
Then the question is, um, does it make sense to send? Before I go to that, we saw that even in Western countries, a lot of Western Liberia, a lot of Western countries, they have a lot of refugees that come from
Mm.
West African countries that come from Europe. Then I pose a question: does it make sense? Rwanda is one of the African countries that are small, totally small countries.
Mm.
Hmm?
Mm.
Does it make sense to see UK sending off refugees to Rwanda, a small country which does not even actually support itself? Does it make sense? Does it make sense to say UK or USA sending off refugees to Uganda? These are small countries in Africa. We have big countries in Africa that can support these people, where these people can stay. They say Africa is a poor country, right?
Mm.
They say Africa is a poor country. Africa can't even support itself. Africa is having a poor political system. Africa is having insecurity. People in Africa are malnourished. People in Africa, they don't have standard education system. They have a poor education system. Does it make sense to send such refugees to small countries, much in fact,
And poor.
small poor countries like Rwanda? Does it make any sense? So this should open our minds. Like Jib Jabba said, these people they might be sending off these people to Rwanda so that we withdraw this Kagame. It might in the other way around, it can be the cause. Secondly, we see these people creating such commotions in very many Africans, just like the Paris, the Israels
Mm.
when they were sent to that land, and they became a nation in that land. Okitegeera?
Mm.
So for me, nze ndaba it doesn't make any sense to send refugees to Rwanda. We know that Rwanda is small. However much, a lot Wait, so mhm, commenting about it is a plan to disrupt the natural cohesion of black people by flooding a country with so-called others. Check it.
Mm.
And when these people are sent out of, they're sending them out of the UK, out of European countries. These people say that they are illegal in those countries.
Mm.
So if they are illegal in those countries, so Africa, we are open to illegal things. We are nurtured to believe in illegal things. Which take it, techikola magezi.
Mm.
Why are you sending the so-called illegal people in your country? You're sending them to Africa.
Mm.
Is Africa mandated to allow people who are illegal? Is Africa open to people that who are illegal? Ekigambo illegal no kinene. It is a big word.
Banana kuza bannayuganda.
Eh? You know, an illegal person, if you look at all these countries, they will say these people are illegal. But these are countries that picture themselves as rich people. Hmm? These are countries that picture to the world as the richest and the first countries that can provide whatever they can to these people. I don't think these people are very many compared to the population in the UK. This is a small group of people to the population of
You
UK.
never just told you that their money now, their economy is in the toilet. I don't know where the Afghanistan refugees went to.
Who are in Uganda?
Those people, I don't know. You know, I think a lot of African leaders are just so blinded with they are blinded by money
Money.
and what they are gaining from such kind of things. But they should be very careful. And we might be looking at this as in fact Jibjaba might look at this as them as them wanting to overthrow Kagame when they are targeting Uganda
Through Rwanda.
through Rwanda. Because this presidents have been betraying each other for some time. We Jibjaba might be looking at this like thinking that well, they may want to overthrow Kagame. But when even Kagame is sure that these people want to overthrow the president of Uganda and Rwanda is so close, so we shall have rebels entering through the borders. By the time you wake up, remember these are black people, you can't differentiate. Uganda is full of varieties. You look at someone who looks like a black American and you can't question, because in Uganda we have people who look like that. You look at someone who looks like a black German and you'll not question, because in Uganda we have still people. Now Uganda is a place which has a variety, people looking differently. We have a lot of people looking different. We have like approximately almost something 50 something tribes. We have 50 something tribes in Uganda. So we have a lot of people looking different. We have people who look exactly like Sudanese, that even when you see somebody move, you may think he's a Sudanese, but when he's a Akakwa, you will look at somebody who just looks like exactly a Mnyarwanda and you think this person is a Mnyarwanda, but when he's actually a Ugandan. You look at somebody who looks like a Nigerian, and still the same story like that, but when they are not, they're Ugandan. So Uganda is a country, like if somebody comes in that country, unless you ask their ID, unless you hear them speak, you may not be able to differentiate whether they are Ugandans or not. Now, my thought did not run at these people overthrowing Kagame. My thought, of course, came to overthrowing the president of Uganda, because for some time
Africa is a dumping ground for everything. For everything. Because there is no way you can tell me that someone is legal in UK and you send someone who is legal in UK in African countries to do what? Someone who is legal, someone who doesn't. These people believe in documents. Someone who doesn't have documents, someone who has no trace. And by the way, UK is so much on to Rwanda, but they're forgetting one thing.
Rwanda.
But they should know that refugees in Rwanda are given very limited rights, with roughly over actually 90% required to live in camps. and so in practice unable to work, they will not work.
This is what I was
And
saying.
these people, the money they give in to support these refugees, it is given to individuals. This money goes to individuals. It helps the individuals that are in the entire system of this agreement. It will not benefit these refugees. However much they will be of black descent, whatever descent, these people are not going to enjoy the benefits of being refugees in Rwanda, because of course even it lacks lack of work leads to food insecurity. You know that. If you're unable to do gardening in Africa, we know that you have to dig,
Sorry
you
to
have to
throw
do
out that,
farming.
you know, Rwanda has
Mm.
some refugees that are coming from Congo,
Mm.
but usually they prefer leaving
Mm.
Rwanda, coming back to Uganda,
Mm.
because you can never get a job as a refugee
Mm.
in Rwanda. First of all, even the people, the citizens of Rwanda, are not given the opportunity.
Yeah.
I said there is a huge difference. There is a huge class difference.
There is also a matrix that is going on that we don't understand very well. You know very well that Rwanda, it is the same country that recently Kenya wanted to send all Rwandese to go back to Rwanda. This is the same country that reject their
Refuse
own
their
people.
own citizens.
Now they're allowing people,
There's something
illegal
Uganda
people from
wanted to
UK.
send. Uganda was like, we have a lot of refugees from Rwanda. Now, since Rwanda has peace, we are sending your people back. Kagame said, no, I don't want anyone in Rwanda. Kagame refused his own people to enter Rwanda. And now he's agreeing to see the refugees coming over.
So,
Bro, there is a
it doesn't
market.
make any
Those
sense.
people want to overthrow the
Yeah.
president of Uganda.
So it doesn't make any sense. A country rejecting its own people from an African country. Actually, they would even use food. They would even trek. They would even trek. Yeah? They would use food to go to Rwanda, from Kenya to Rwanda. But now they're allowing people to come, in fact, illegal people from UK to come to Rwanda. Does it make sense? These people, like I said, these people, they are not, these refugees in Rwanda are given limited rights. You know, someone has a right to talk, someone has a right to good education, someone has a right for food, someone has a right for speech, someone has a right to sleep well. These people are not going to get these rights. These people are not going to express themselves. They would not allow you this, because these people they will live in camps for years like prisoners. And lack of work, like I said, it leads to food insecurity.
Somehow the UN.
Mm.
And of course, with the UN, the UN Refugee Agency, the UNHCR, stated that it only has 2% of the required budget to ensure refugees obtain basic needs. I'm telling you something, like I'm not like trying to say Uganda it would be the best country where you take refugees. Do you know that guy that of course makes our hair? He's a Congolese silver. In Uganda, Congolese work. You find them having business. You find them having shops. They have clubs. They have nightclubs. They have hotels. They have restaurants. They have their own cars. They drive. You find even cars with the Congolese flag on it, with the Congolese number plate. You find cars with Congolese Kenyan stuff, everything. And in Rwanda, you cannot open a business as a refugee. You cannot look at someone who has rejected his own people. In Rwanda, you cannot open a small business as a refugee. Now, the UNHCR, that is the United Nations Refugee Agency, stated that it only has 2% of the required budget to ensure refugees obtain basic needs. The country is at rampage. The world is going crazy with the food insecurity. Where are these people going to live? What is the real purpose? Secondly, this deal lacks transparency. It lacks transparency. due to, of course, it lacks transparency in Rwanda. Why there are so many aspects of the Rwandan government that are transparent for health outcomes in strong. Of course, we see that there is a fairly certain expectancy and food security that Rwanda itself is, of course, going through for the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
The lack of civil liberties. Okay, now what the condition of the refugees will be very difficult to evaluate. It will be very hard for these people to live in such a country that, of course, we know Rwanda has, of course, lacked food for like 2 decades. These people don't have enough food. The biggest issue Rwanda has is food insecurity, and of course, Kagame is not addressing that at all. Because for him, he knows a certain class of people are able to get food. Now, how about the majority?
The majority, they saw, like Jimmy Jabba said, they saw all the others. They saw all the others. You rejected people who are just from Kenya,
The Congolese, not even Kenyans, the Congolese, the Kenyan people, the Rwandese who were in Kenya. Kagame said, to hell, I don't want to see nobody coming. The same thing Uganda was like, how about the Rwandese who were in Uganda to come? Kagame said, to hell, I don't want to see nobody. How do you jump?
How do you
all
trust
that
these
space?
people?
How do you jump? There is a lot of hypocrisy. There is a big hidden agenda. And Chief Jabba, this is not about overthrowing Kagame, but Kagame is playing a huge role. He's playing a very huge role. And me, I see all these bullets pointing down to Uganda.
So, Jibjeba is saying something here. Wait a minute. Did I hear refugees get licenses before native Ugandans? See, this is all. This is a usual thing. Do you know that you find refugees in refugee camps? These are people that have national IDs, Uganda national IDs. These are people that have passports, full passports. But if you can move, you can't even count like 10 people from here to the main road who have had a passport. Go to camps. These are people that these are people that have passports with them.
The
These are
refugees
people
in Uganda have money more than the citizens. No, that's crazy.
So,
they have money more than citizens.
So that deal, so that deal is not. It should be rejected. So we know that because to reject the deal, concerns actually claim sending refugees to Rwanda is just because note that most valuable refugees together and the UK will resettle with vulnerable refugees to UK. Only the change you get there. UK is sending out these other refugees without trace to Rwanda. He's staying with vulnerable refugees, whether they are illegal or not illegal. So these people they are sending to Africa, these people are affiliated to Africa. If they are illegal in UK, how do they become legal to Africa?
How do you send someone with no documentation? Because these are the people who have been selected.
Yeah.
Those with no documentations, they don't want headache. I'm telling you, this issue we are talking about right now is about Rwanda, but it's going to expand to the entire East Africa.
Most African countries, they are receiving they are signing these treaties, these agreements with Western countries, but some of these agreements they are not posted. But very many African countries they are receiving refugees. They are receiving refugees, but they can't even contain the refugees that we have in Africa. And most of all, the worst of all, why is it that Rwanda is the smallest country? Why is it that Uganda is the smallest country that we had like the what? Bano bwe twali twogerako the refugees we had in
For
Uganda.
Afghanistan.
Why did we have Afghanese here in Uganda? Uganda is small. We have big African countries like Congo.
They don't want to take them there.
Yes, we have big African countries like Congo. Why don't they protect them from those countries? Why? Why Rwanda the smallest country? So that also brings a lot of questions um, to this kind of deal Rwanda is falling in love with. Mhm. Mhm. So yogerako.
Nsomera.
Huh? Tewali biwadde. Era ng'ogira ng'onoonye ebirala.
You know,
Mhm.
it is very funny
Mm.
how diet twins all about performance. There is a usually there are always diet one.
Mm.
There is always hidden agendas
Mm.
and
Mhm. So, there is nothing. There is nothing UK can satisfy me with sending off refugees to Rwanda, since even the UN doesn't have a full budget for these people that are being sent to Rwanda.
it says it has only 2%.
2%. Kati ne mwana. Kati 2%. 2%. Kati if at all we categorize money in 2%, that is like two cents, 2 shillings in Ugandan money. It can support someone. So maybe depending on the number of refugees that are going to be sent to Rwanda. Yeah? Okay.
And why would they be sending those refugees? That's the biggest issue.
African countries.
Because there is nothing here for them. There is nothing here in Rwanda for them. If at all the citizens of Rwanda have nothing, how will they cater for the refugees? You understand? But of course, the refugees the few refugees that have been in Rwanda and know what it means to be a refugee in Rwanda. You cannot get a job. You cannot get what to do. There is not enough food. You can't sustain yourself. The only thing you get is this 2% that the United Nations will give you. So that's why you see a lot of refugees running back and forth, coming to other East African countries because there is no. Rwanda itself is not a favorable place. And we know that the UK court's decision is grounded in the view that Rwanda is unsafe for asylum seekers because it may force them to return to their home country.
Yeah.
Now, forced return is against international human rights law, as refugees and asylum seekers may be persecuted again in their country of origin. Because I'm telling you, this may happen. Kagame is crazy, like you said, too. He's been eating those grasshoppers.
But there is something I want to know about these refugees. You help me. I'm seeing in the document UK claims for these refugees to be illegal. They're illegal in UK. Watch Chen. UK claims for these people to be illegal in UK. If they're illegal in UK, why is it that they're forced to return to their home countries? That the situation in Rwanda may force them to return to their home countries, and they will go back. I know.
Because Rwanda may wake up and deport these people.
Mm.
Okay. If I told Zion, if I told one of the reason why people would be seeking for an asylum, because among them we have violence, war, physical injuries, torture, forced labor, sexual assault, lack of medical care, and lack of food, water, and shelter.
Mm. Mm.
If at all this lack of food, water, and shelter is enough
Mm.
to gain you an asylum
Mm.
or to put you on the roll of the asylum seekers in UK and the US, and then they are bringing you to a country which is also lacking food, water, and shelter,
Mm.
for you to be again
Mm.
an asylum seeker or a refugee
Mm.
in that particular country. So why did you run from your country anyway?
Mm.
Because you are going to experience the same thing, you know.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Chi-
Oh, yeah.
We know that Rwanda is not safe and actually a third country where migrants can be sent.
Mhm.
Migrants can be sent. Rwanda is not safe. We see wars. We see
Chocolate, tell you why.
oh, hmm? One. Izo niza kakoze katya kano
Donate.
Hmm?
Donate.
Omusajja ogulinyi. Mhm. Thank you.
There, of course, we know that the Rwanda plan is the British government's response to the growing number of migrants from around the world. And we see that across the English Channel, they say that, of course, there is people sail from France to Britain in small boats. Most people who arrive that way apply for asylum, and in the past, may have been granted it. The conservative government says the migrants should not be treated as genuine refugees because they did not claim asylum in another safe country, such as France, that they reached first. So,
Mhm.
most of these people, when they come to say, for example, like in France, and they find like France is not giving them what they are looking for,
Hmm.
they decide to sail and they enter in UK
Mhm.
through the boat.
Mhm.
So when they come to UK, they start seeking for asylum, which is raising questions like, why did you seek asylum in France
Mhm.
in the first place?
Mhm.
So most of these people that are being are about to be sent to Rwanda are people with a question mark, like Innosetu said.
It's amazing. Because Muzungu can reflex their racism and feel better about their own miserable lives.
Of course, of course, of course, GB Jabba,
And
please,
um,
you are there.
I want to, I don't know, but I'm going to research more about this topic. I know which kind of people are they sending to Rwanda. Are they blacks only? Hmm?
Mm.
I think I'm going to research about this and are these real? You know, these people, they're always racists. They always want to create that difference wherever they are. Stay here because you can't tell me that someone is legal and someone is
No,
legal in your country and
for
is
them
going to
they
be legal
say
in
that
Africa.
people are
Mm.
it is very risky for these asylum seekers to always cross through that boat. to come
Mm.
to the UK. So UK had to strike a deal with Rwanda,
Mm.
sending migrants who arrive in the UK as stowaways
Mm.
or in boats to the East African country, where their asylum claims would be processed and, if successful, they would stay. And of course, we saw that human rights groups and other critics of the plans, criticizes the plan, saying it's unworkable and unethical to send migrants to a country
Mm.
4,000 miles
It
away
doesn't
that they
make
don't want to
sense.
live in.
Mm.
Okay, no, of course, they said no, they don't want to live in Rwanda. Though no one has been sent to Rwanda yet,
Mm.
as the plan has been, challenged in the courts. But that was around 2022, and just of recent, they had to strike that deal.
Mm. That Tuesday.
So on Tuesday, the court, this debate
Mm.
has been going on since 2022. UK wanted to do this, and at last they had to strike this deal. Of course, we saw them signing treaties, and we are waiting to see how many boats are going to sail at the cost of, I don't know, maybe Mombasa or whatever, because Rwanda and Uganda are landlocked countries. So, um, we don't know how the asylum seekers are going to get to Rwanda, but they have signed that treaty. For a long time, they've been debating about this. I know some others are crying because coming to a country like Rwanda, I'd rather go somewhere else. No, seriously. People keep on praising Rwanda. Rwanda, they don't know shit. They don't know what is going
They
on
know.
over
They
there.
know. They
There
know.
is little that is told. People look at the cities, a beautiful city, Rwanda looking good, clean shit. Yeah, I don't know.
But Rwanda is a small country. If they are the same people that fight, they bring a lot of measures in Africa to fight. I don't know how I understood this topic, but um, if they are the same people that are fighting high population growing rate in African countries, they are fighting that. They are putting a lot of measures. They are making Africans to fall into ditches and why is it that they are creating this artificial population to African countries like a small country like Rwanda?
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. Why do they do that? Why do they do that? Yet we have a lot of people that you never know that may need uh maybe they don't know about run, but they know. I know they know. I know they know.
But we have asylum seekers from Rwanda as well.
Hmm?
It's not that Rwanda does not have asylum seekers, it has many
Mhm.
asylum seekers who are
Even here in
outside.
Uganda. Hmm? Maybe they'll go.
Ndakambya.
Hmm? Ndo wekaza
Ani balagenda ngambya.
tani kidogo kutakunia.
Omutawude bakuyita sika.
Refugees. So like I was saying that it doesn't make any useful impact for those asylums due to what Rwandans are going through in Rwanda.
Mm.
Do you know that most of the food that goes from Rwanda comes from Uganda?
Mm.
We see a lot of trucks carrying even ugali flour from Uganda going to Rwanda. How is the government of Rwanda ready for these people? Are these people going to enjoy their best? Are they going to it's rainy, it's but I know even in Rwanda it's a rainy season now. These are the people that are going to live in tents for their entire lives. Hmm? If UK, the initiator of the entire system, doesn't wake up early, these are people that are going to live in tents. But it's to it right about now in Africa. It is a rainy season. It is raining so heavy. If at all Africa can't even, this is how they frame Africa, that we can't even solve our own issues. Hmm? We are people that seek for loans from them. We are people that that need to be financed by them.
Joby. Hello, Maria and Setu. Hello, Joby. How are you?
How are you, Joby? Hope you're doing good. Yeah. Joby said that she likes your sunglasses.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm sunning the glass. I'm glassing the sun.
Okay. So Jibjaba says next time mosquito pops through, he can tell you the truth about this Rwanda plan. He's in the UK. All right. 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 Hmm? She says she's said she's good. How are you? Jibjaba said that next time Yellow Mosquito pops through, if a road Yellow Mosquito comes in, he will tell us about what's happening in UK right about now. About this plan UK is initiating. Yeah.
Joby, are you in Mombasa? Bagenda. Wekwazi. Nsobola okulya ebbaaho. Nzakulya ebbaafu lwazo. Abe tugenda e Masaka ngenda kuzirya nge kandi nga tusulayo paka weziyiika. Why? Why? Napenda njugu pia. Unapenda njugu? Njoo, karibu. Karibu njugu, karibu and enjoy the njugu. Ajan, I'm looking for your comment. Niliona comment yako hapa juu and okay, maybe I did that. It wasn't. Those asylum seekers will within a short time come to Uganda. Yeah, we've been saying the same thing, Joby. Not even Uganda only. Na Kenya wataja. I know Kenya may be a little bit far. They will enter Uganda. They will come to, of course, Tanzania.
Uganda is landlocked. They're going to come at the coast. Most of them, they have used boats and ships.
No, but they're going to come and stop doing that. Most of them will come at the coast, yes, I know. But I don't think they're going to use the they might come on with the air transport. But even if they use the coast, they will still come to where they are supposed to come. But one thing I know, there might be a huge reason why this is going. Kagame likes Joby likes Kagame a good ass. Happy belated birthday once more, said to.
Happy birthday to you. Joby,
Yeah.
she had a birthday by that time. But these days, I don't have a phone. I would have sent her birthday every year.
What?
Birthday.
But the word.
Birthday.
No, you're Maria to Friday. Kagame is my friend. Museveni is my
Exactly.
comedian. They will be in East Africa. He doesn't even want the rent and like in Kenya. Living in Kenya. But me, I told her happy birthday, of course.
You know what?
Yeah.
I would have sent her a note.
You can still get no Juan again in my phone. I'm sending. You
Don't
can
see
use
what's
my
it.
phone to
Don't see
send the
what's it.
notes.
Don't see what's it.
It's true.
Tekana tukole nawo ate totandika nja kubombola ecupa kino bagenda kulabula ifo nga tulwana. Tugoba misana.
Happy birthday once again, Joe.
He doesn't want even Rwanda. Leave him in Kenya.
But Joby, well, I know most of more.
What you want to say?
Moliswayo.
Hey,
Why?
okay, use English.
I know most of the most of the people in Africa love Kagame for what they see in Rwanda, apparently, when they see that city, Kigali stuff, he's our man, and stuff. I will come for the gift set too when I come visit Uganda as I bring yours. No Mutima.
Okay. Okay, when are you coming to Uganda, Joby?
Nakugamba ng'owakana.
Jangu naawe.
Nakugamba ng'owakana kati wuyo ng'okuleetera ekirabo ate naawe omuwe. Ate bamutololo kyandika.
She even said that Motima is hard. I know a little bit of Ugandan. No, Motima. I thought Motima is also Swahili one. Motima means what in Swahili? Ra. Oh. Oh. Jubi, where did you learn Swahili? I mean, sorry, where did you learn Ugandan? Where did you learn Ugandan language? He says that no. He said he's going to give you grasshopper. Eh? Hey, Bambi, you come and say. She says that her mom. She says her mom was married to a Ugandan man, but he failed. Yeah,
Kitaawe lwaki ye teyamala? Gundi abikugambye omanyi naye teyewummuza aniki akuwadde aniki teyewummuza komenti yiikyo tawummula oyo kaayi twala mu maaso
grasshopper.
yagamba omusajja munauganda soka tukogenda genda nina kati kambyogere ngenda mugamba
Speak it out. I didn't know that she know about the Motima that is a Ugandan language.
Mutima?
Yeah.
I feel it too. Maria and Setu are fine. So I can't scrolling up with 7 comments. I have one first read that comment.
Where?
That will be in East Africa. Scroll down a little. He doesn't even want the run. Okay, okay, scroll down again. Okay, that Mutima I see. I'll bring you as Mutima. So, you as Mutima, because your comment had the Mutima on it. You as Mutima and you are first having three Mutimas. Mutima is a heart. I know a little bit of Ugandan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, true. Mutima is a Mutima. Said he's going to give you grasshoppers.
But I'm told even grasshoppers are in Kenya.
I'm scrolling around. So let Joby tell us about grasshoppers. They eat bienda.
Of course.
Offers no one can be offers for the chicken. Joby, you eat them? Those bienda. Matumbo ya kuku. I saw matumbo ya kuku in Nairobi. Do you see like where they usually sell is in Mawigi? There is that place when I was Mawigi. A lot of ladies accessories. There's a joint there in Kenya, sorry, in Nairobi, where they sell a lot of. When you enter that building, there is too much of ladies accessories. Hapo cross through. Once you cross through that building, kule nyuma wanapiga matumbo ya kuku na vichwa na vinini. Nikasema what? Na have you ever eaten that before? So tuambie. Scroll down a little bit. Scroll down a little bit. Her stepfather. Yeah. Joby told me so. So I knew he knew a little bit. I knew she knew a little bit of Uganda because she told me so about her stepdad. The Kenganda connection is real. Wait, what grasshopper? I feel it too, Joby. Mariam said to funny. Grasshoppers are the appetizer. Rat is the main dish. Oh, shut up. I've never. Ash. I've never. With that one, don't involve me. I want to meet them in person one day. You want to meet me or you want to meet INNOSSETU? You may scroll down. Wait. Scroll down. What in Uganda you eat grasshoppers and rats? No, we don't eat grasshoppers and rats. Come on. Yeah, we eat grasshoppers. Now it's season of grasshoppers. A lot of people be eating grasshopper. So yeah, all you folks have a good chemistry together. We need this worldwide. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we eat chicken intestine. If only it's slaughtered at home, not on hotels, and the chicken head too. But I don't like the chicken head. Yeah, I saw that in Nairobi. Nikasema, damn. You want to meet all of us? All right. Okay, I was about to say, all right. I was stepping out. But okay, we shall, of course. Nilikwambia. You see, just the way we feel like those chicken intestines are disgusting. But I know INNOSSETU may eat them. Would you prefer eating the chicken stuff and the head?
The intestines are eaten, but the head is too much. Yeah, the head is too much.
Joby also says she doesn't like the head.
The head is too much, but the intestines I can gamble.
I cannot gamble that shit. I cannot eat the intestine. I don't even talk about it. I cannot eat. Why should you even eat them? They are very tiny. Like, what are you going to eat from them? Anyway, Jiba, chicken legs are nice if cooked well. Chicken legs, yeah. Mom said she ate chicken feet as child. I brought some home. She said, "What is this crap?" I think that feet. I think I can eat that feet. It has that chimeme in Pekin.
Cartilage.
I'm going to make that chicken intestine for INNOSSETU next time when we eat chicken. I want to see him eat that. Okay, not that but that thing. But chicken legs are nice and cooked well. Yeah, chicken legs I think I can.
That cartilage thing.
Yeah.
Whenever you eat it,
They don't have. They marinate it. They marinate it. They marinate it. So no, Joby eats the intestines of a chicken. And Keith, the liver everyone eats. They marinate those legs. Ojja n'oguleeko gwe bagikuguza olundi yagulanga obuntu obwo n'ajjuza ekimagazini nga bamuweera mu kipapula ky'amawulire.
Liver is healthy.
Maria, you were chasing chicken a while back. I'm going to cut set to one. Yeah. I'll catch one for set two. I don't like it. I don't like that kind of chicken. My mind tells me it's like, I don't know how that chicken that doesn't have some feathers on some. I don't like that chicken. I'm not fan of eggs. I think that's why I love chicken so much. Oh dear, you don't eat my eye. Why don't you eat my eye? What happened? Okay, so cool in my eye. Okay, so now you know Innocent, she doesn't eat eggs. So when you come to visit us, know my eye. Okay.
But we normally cook my eye with we make sandwich.
Yeah.
I guess Joby, you don't even eat sandwich.
No, that is just a home sandwich with my eye. Maybe she eats the one with the beef. Yeah. I do, but not a fan. I'll eat once or twice a month. Hey. My eye no You have to eat my eye. It is good. Rich in protein. Oh, you love sandwich. Okay, so I'll make that one for you too. Innocent was like we are going to no, we are not going to cook sandwich for them. But we shall not be planning the things. Joby might be pulling our legs and she doesn't come. She keeps on saying those things. Joby, you keep on saying those things. Actually, I thought that we would meet this time, but no. Maybe we shall meet on our own, but coming to Uganda is not, just amuka one morning useme Maria nakuja. Hata kama ulaje unamjua ule hata kama havi. Ukuje tu just on your own accord. Si mbali. But maybe I will come with Innocent on our own stuff. Yeah. Tutakupa surprise. Maybe, but tukimalizia kusoma. I guess hapo itaka easy. But no, I think we can go to Nairobi. So, Federal Zukukire one time we go.
You can visit them.
Yeah. Teacher? Are you serious? So for you might be joking now. For us, we shall come with INNOSSETU. On our accord, don't worry. We shall ask for a leave from Blackout Fire Network. And when we come, we are not because it is a leave. We shall plan. I need to see how long it takes to come to Uganda by bus. It is not very long. It is not very long.
Does it make 4 days?
That was nice catch up. Hey, Joby, come back. Joby, where have you gone?
This is also a big Maria and Sepp. Kituuseewo kitya wano? Ki?
Oyingizaamu emirundi ebiri.
Awo gwe naawe.
It was a nice catch up. Joby, let me hope you bado uko. You are still on. Acha nikwambie. The first time I came to Nairobi, I left Uganda like at 4 p.m. and it must be raining, no?
Nkimanyi mukama wo gwe nzigyeko.
Emugyeeko. Ajja kwezzaako. So I left Uganda. I started my journey from Kampala acha nikwambie sasa. I started my journey from Kampala at 4 p.m. I entered Nairobi at exactly that was 4 p.m. I entered at around 6 a.m. in the morning. So it doesn't take that long. So apparently the only time you are traveling is the night. By morning break, uko already in Nairobi. But when we are traveling from Nairobi to Kampala, of course we use the Ed Road side. So I guess it was a little bit longer. So we used as we are coming back, when we are going, we used, there is one border that is called Busia and another is called Malaba. So there is when you pass Kisumu and there is, as we are coming, we passed Kisumu. And as we were going, we used another road. So the distance was a little bit different. That we left Nairobi at 5 p.m. and we entered Kampala, Uganda at around midday. That's because we used a longer route when we were coming from Nairobi. So as you're coming from Nairobi, you may choose the other longer route. So it may take you that long for you to, of course, come reach Uganda. But coming from, I know Busia connects Uganda and Kenya western parts. Yeah. So there are two borders. Tuko na ile ya Busia, tuko na ya Malaba. So when you use the one of Busia and another uses Malaba, you reach at different intervals. Yani, one is far from, Nairobi. So that is it. But unafika, it doesn't take long. And traveling at night is usually nice. Yeah, there is no that. I think there's not too much traffic. But usually when you're leaving Nairobi at 5, there is too much traffic. There is that a little bit traffic that you of course face until you reach those sides of Edward and things like that. But anyway, journey it's always I always enjoy that. But usually I do travel with my mom. No, the first time I traveled with I've been in Kenya like 5 times. First time I wasn't even I hadn't even started working on Black Hawk Final One. And the last time I did, I traveled with Mom Kunta. And then another I traveled with, I can't remember, but I think I was alone. I think the first time I was alone. But of course I got some friends in the bus, we chilled and we pissed off some women who were going to get, they started shouting, "Yo, Ugandan people!" And I wasn't talking with Ugandan people, I was talking with the of course I was talking with some Kenyan people, but the ladies got so pissed, like, "We want to sleep, you guys are jazzing, and we aren't able to sleep because they're all making noise." So everybody was like, "Let the people jazz." What is the person who wants to sleep? The only thing I hated on the road, and I know you're going to experience this, Joby, the toilets. I don't go and piss in the toilets, the extra dirty. Yuck. I hated that journey because you have to go and ease yourself, and shit is very dirty. So as you're traveling, you just have
Big accent, quick, I guess.
Kenyan quick accent, quick. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know.
They knew
um,
you were Ugandans.
yeah, we had there are a lot of Ugandans who are working in Kenya, and there are a lot of Kenyans who are working in Uganda. Most Kenyans working on Uganda's petrol stations. Do you see that petrol station when you're going to school?
I see
Last time
them.
you
Yeah.
saw them, and they're always speaking their Luya language.
Not even Swahili.
They speak their Luya language there all the time. Um, I think I don't know why it is very easy for those people to identify Ugandans, and it's the same thing when Kenyans come here. Ugandans will see and know this is. I guess there is a little bit. I don't know. I don't know how those people get to know that, but all right. So one thing I loved from Nairobi was they're like the infrastructure like other apartments like where people sleep actually. So there are some places where they like build with some flats, and so some people sleep in the flats. But I realized that they have I think let me check again. Yabadde ffe abazze. We can tell easily if you're from here, but it doesn't and shouldn't matter. Just that we Africans made it a big deal because of miseducation. Yeah, true. So that's one thing I liked from them is their infrastructure, more especially those like the rentals, like where they sleep. Usually Bazimba flats, no, where they rent, apartments. Oh, see, it's Teziringa apartments. I don't know what they are, but they are kind of flats. Ate zonna zonna ziba zifanana. They are always like the same. I boarded in Bakassi, and I went to that place. I went with mom. There is something we wanted to buy. Down as you reach there is a school called Maria Teresa. So and also there is a Peach. I think the Kenyan International Peach. So when we slope that side, the people are isolated in phases. They are where there are a lot of Somalis and Ethiopians. There is too much of gaming and stuff. When you reach a place where there are very many Somalis, there will be Somalis. You will walk in all those flats you will have, or I used to live in Embakasi. Yeah, you used to live in Embakasi. By the way, I've ever lived in Embakasi for something like I think 7 months or something. Yeah. So so when you leave what I saw that Somo side is called the Eastern Line. The Somali sides, yeah. So there were a lot of Somali sides in that one place where we went, and usually there is. I think whenever I go there, it is always a marketplace. You see clothes on the street. There is that railway. There is that railway line that crosses that area. So there is a lot of people selling clothes and stuff outside by. One thing I loved was that the way they built their rental houses. It's an apartment for an apartment like flats. So people, I think it is a little bit expensive, but they build them uniformly. I think this is a system that the mayor of Kampala wanted Kigomba. All right. I think I moved all over. I said I must move all over the ghettos. I stopped down there. There are some ghettos who are, there are some pickpocketers down there. I say those 6 months I spent, I think there were 6 7 months I spent. I moved like almost everywhere, and I would board, their small vans, and I ran everywhere. I board and come back, go like that. So um one thing I noticed from that side of Gambia, that building system they have in the skirts of Nairobi, I think that was the system that the mayor of Kampala, the female mayor Jennifer Musisi, wanted to introduce in Kampala, but because they were of course, if you cannot afford, if you have land in the capital of Kampala and you cannot afford to construct a good house, she had proposed that people should give big companies that can construct them a house to lease their land. So when they build those flats, you'll be getting some money from until a given duration of time you own that thing back. But of course, I think she left without fulfilling that. But when I came to Nairobi, I saw what she was talking about, and but one thing that surprised me was like they there is not too much space. I don't know how, like for us in Uganda, when someone owns a house or a building, even in the capital, you'll still find some spaces. There is that space that shows that, okay, Innosetu, this is where you stop and this is where I start from. Now in Nairobi, bazimba bagaso otandikira kwa munno. You start from the other. There is no that I didn't see those spaces.
It's called that linear settlement.
The linear settlement, yes. So they have that linear settlement.
That's
But
number one.
we have so many beautiful real estates here, no lie. Only if one can afford the standards of living there. Yeah, and they still have this whole system of constructing wells. So you find like most of the apartments right now, mazigana gawansi. So they still have those wells that they construct at least in the different apartments. So I realized that, but we don't see much of the wells in Kampala.
Yeah.
And Kenya is experiencing also a problem of water. I think that's why they usually have those wells. And at times we find the wells are running dry and shit. At least where I've seen people having that issue of water. Maybe that's why they have to construct those wells. But I loved the fact that you people are built in a uniform way. Bazimba mu ngeri efaanagana. Eyiyo ennyumba tojawula ku yange biba bifaanana. Height and stuff. So I think this was a plan.
It was in the area where you are.
No, because I moved in many places in Nairobi. So you may find some others, they put the bricks and they don't paint. And in others, they paint the bricks. You may find they're painting the bricks with white. Others, they don't paint the bricks. And
it looks nice.
Well, these ones where the bricks are not painted doesn't look good. They don't look good. But in other places where the bricks are painted, they look good. True, women strip for a jug of water because of corruption from those in control. Yeah. I saw that problem for sure, Joby. I was like, imagine itabu, Nairobi. So I enjoyed being there. So if I tell you, you may see me in Nairobi before even you know it. And of course, this time when I'm coming, I'm not coming on the account of Black Hot Fire Network. We shall make it, me and Innocent, we shall ask for a leave. And we shall come to see you probably maybe next year early, right?
And in July.
July okola kitenda jolaga. Ani mbagana. No, first we shall go and see at least for a week. Okay. Hey, it's a cool kind of things. I mean, things are easy now. You don't need to have a
which
passport.
Things which kind of things you saw in Kenya that are in Uganda?
The things I saw, apart from that kind of, we have estates. We have estates when you go in Tebe Road. Nairobi estates are so close. Like you said, the linear stuff, they're so close to each other. That I find like I wouldn't fancy being around a place that is so compacted like that. But yeah, it's a good thing for people who want to live in such places. Two, I did not like the food. I can never like the food. I did not like the food. I would never like the food. So the food there was just like those are not estates. Those are ghetto. No, no. No, forget this. Those no. I can tell the ghettos, Joby. We have ghettos in Uganda. I know the ghettos. I went to the ghettos too. What I mean, like, what's he saying, Yacho?
You all do what you told to know before you. Yeah?
Shit. No, we shall ask for a leave. Now we are not going on Nairobi on Blackout Fire Network's account. We are just going as Maria and Innocent. And by the way, we shall not even show you that we are there. Joby will just tell you, Maria and Innocent have been here, we've been with them, over the weekend. And I'll send you a video from my friend who lives in a post. I've also seen the estate, and I've also seen that place where a lot of Bazungu apparently live. I've also seen that place. So yeah, I've also seen where the middle class people live, where the high class people live, and where I've also seen the place where a lot of Nigerians live. Hey, you can send me the video, dear. I've also seen the places where the pickpocketers live. I've also, because when I came, I was there for a long time, so I was always moving in different places. And so, but the only thing I would say that I don't know, but I didn't like the food there. Their sukuma wiki. The only thing I loved was the sukuma wiki. I didn't like the type of ugali. So I didn't like the corn, the ugali. I don't know whether it was the ugali that I was eating in that place, but I didn't like the ugali. It was tasting different. The sukuma wiki was good. I liked the sukuma wiki. Nyama mbuzi, usually, because it was people usually prefer a lot of goat's meat. Ama unakula ile ya mchuzi ama nyama choma. Well, I saw wanachoma different from the way wanachoma in Uganda. So the food basically, and then the one amazing part is our ugali is nice. Depends on who cooked. Try Chef Joby. No, the kind of ugali you eat, I've seen that ugali. I've seen that ugali. Some people eat that ugali more, especially is nice. More especially at the border, there is that ugali. So it wasn't my first time seeing that ugali, but even I hate that ugali. Even in Uganda, that kind of ugali, I don't like it. So this cabbage, sijui wanaita nini hiyo, wanapiga cabbage, wanafanya nini, astaki. The way they cook that cabbage, I didn't enjoy it. I'm very picky with the food. You can ask INNOSSETU. Even in Uganda, sikuli everywhere. So I think I'm just someone who is picky with food. I think I enjoy my meals, but I love Ugandan ugali. The ugali in Uganda iko sawa. Kuna ugali yenye tulila, you can tell me about it. It had some particles zenye ziko solid. Yeah, why was it? And I was like, why was it like this? My mom is a Kenyan. And when we went, she was like, stuff she was bragging about. She liar. So she ate this, and she was like, no, I cannot eat this ugali too. I said, but I thought this was what you're supposed to eat. And one thing I like when you travel, like to those sides of Kisumu, the fish. There is too much fish in Kisumu, so they give you heavy fish. Your mom is Kenyan. Yeah, my mom is Kenyan, Joby. My mom is a Kenyan. I like the Rolex in Uganda. You like to ever eaten it before. So when Joby, I don't know Joby for sure. We would really love to meet you.
Cooked well.
Those particles, no, forget zile particles za flour. Zile wananyonga, and you still eat and unapata that stuff. And actually, it was in a hotel where we spent. So, and so apparently at that time, mulikamuko na salt saga. They would cook food without salt, wanatupa salt. And it was a big hotel. Like, why should they do that? So akipike chakula unala, you feel like there's no salt. They come with a small packet of salt, kama vile with sugar, the one we used to take from Mundere. Gabaja no munyo bebuchi. And I was like, why don't you cook food with some salt in it? So they had, until we had to go to the, the streets where they cooked food with some salt. No, see, I think this ugali, Jerry, this ugali is no, this ugali, see, it was not
the
cooked.
the people had a poor ugali.
That is in my mother. My mother is a Kenyan. So yeah, my mom is a Kenyan. One crazy Kenyan. One cool Kenyan. My mom
So
is.
maybe the ugali you had in that hotel. Did you try different hotels? Hey, did you try different hotels for that case?
When like that wasn't my first time going to Nairobi. The ile ugali is not like white. Okay, it's like the way they grinding gum. Yeah, I don't know why that. I don't know why that. But when we go, you will see it. And of course, we shall go to that hotel. But no, I don't think we shall even go there because I didn't like that place. But we shall get another place. But it was cool. Yeah. You just admitted Kenyans are crazy. That I just, because my mom actually, she's my mother is I don't know. My strip for water, Mr. Beast will put on the end to that. Mr. Beast will put on the end to that. No, Kenyan are crazy. My mom is very that my mom is crazy. I don't know. Yeah, my mom, I think well, I don't know. But I guess, Joby, are you crazy? Because I don't know.
Comment.
But you have no idea who controls or is in charge of the sports. Mr. Beast left Jiba. If you talk corruption, then it's still there. Okay. Mr. Beast left. All right. So that issue of water, it was traumatizing me because I had never experienced that thing before. Like, how can people not have water? Even in the showers,
whenever he makes construction of, whenever he's in Kenya and they always bring cameras so that the entire world can see him.
Yeah, he just wants to show.
So which things did you see in Kenya that are similar to Uganda? You say these things are similar. You guys, the things.
Yeah, the things I saw that are similar between the Kenyans and the Ugandans.
No, I know we are all Africans and we have the same things. I mean, in infrastructure, in things you like, you saw that were similar among the Kenyans and besides being your mom a Kenyan.
My mom is a Kenyan, but I don't think she behaves like one. She's too much. She's She has that too much of a Ugandan touch in her, given the fact that she was raised by, now it's crazy. She was raised by her mom, and her mom is a Tanzanian. So now you can see how crazy where I come from is. So she's touch of different stuffs altogether.
So
Uh, I never been asked that. I guess a little bit crazy. I don't like being annoyed. I will 100% quick, 0 to 100% quick, but have learned and still learning to be easy with everything I can't control. I think that people who are born in that month are like that. I think they are like that. That quick, I'll show you. I think they are like that. So yeah, I had to do a geological survey first. There is a lot more besides what are going on, Joby. So the one thing first of all, they also sell stuffs on the streets, like it is done in Uganda. Yeah, in the usually in the evening hours. And the funniest thing, most of the people on those streets are Ugandans. So in the evening hours there is always too much traffic. Wako na nguo, karibu customer, they are stretching their panties, jango gulewano, jango, and most of the people I saw there speak Luganda, and they said they travel to come and buy those things from Uganda, so they know Luganda, and they take them back to Kenya. And you'll even find them standing at the doors of some places that are closed. This is the same thing that happens in Uganda. So when it reaches evening hours, I see like, okay, this is Ghana with their chapatis are hungry, totally different. Yani, they put a little bit sugar in the chapati. So so I didn't enjoy that part of chapati, but it's like a lot of Kenyans loved it because they were lining up for it. And so when I went to a restaurant, a small one, I said, all right, I'm not going to go to a big place. I needed to mingle with the people around, so you know where to find people to mingle with. So I went down and found people, mama napiga chai maziwa, chai maji and stuff, and their milk tastes different. But people do the same. They have also those small restaurants. You find packs like the ones in Uganda. But Kenyans love to eat meat. That's one thing I learned, because you move from here to there is a butcher and a place where meat is being cooked. You move from here to there is a butchery and where meat is being cooked. And I said, all right. So I entered there, I started eating meat and stuff. Ugali was there. Yeah, I had to eat. I had nothing. So they say, you want matoke? There is a place where we make matoke. Who you mugana mumupe matoke? So they gave me their matoke. I was like, what? But yeah, that was it. So I saw that the way they mingle with each other, and when the moment these people get to know you as someone from Uganda, the love is always too much. Yeah. So everyone say, everyone wants to take me over. I want to ride you the other side. So they have that Uganda has. Uganda are so friendly, and apart from a few guys, because there was one guy who was eating marijuana. And I think as we are passing within the traffic, we are hitting each other. My mom hit on him a little, was like, oh, two man, stop. He was like trying to talk back at my mom. And so another guy was like, you cannot talk back to that lady like that stuff, So those kind of people will never, fail to be in a community. But I realized they associate, and when they get to know that you are a Ugandan, it's like everyone wants to know. Everyone wants to know like a lot, like how you are a Ugandan. I think, I'm sorry to say this, I think deep down the hearts of Kenyans, they love Ugandans. But yeah, forget about the social media war where they be fighting, because everyone say, you're from Uganda, hello, how are you? Somebody, they will start asking stuff, more especially the men. I've not seen a lot of women doing that, but more especially the men. So there is this one guy who was riding us all over. Actually, mom still has his number. He was a very energetic guy. I was like, are you really Kenyan? You see, like that, Miss Love Love. The guy was like that, but he was riding a boda boda. I don't know how they call that in Kenya. He was riding a boda boda. He was wearing smart. He was educated. He was speaking good English. So he took us, we ran with him all over. We decided to use that and not Uber because we wanted to beat the jam. So the jam was too much that we could not board those other. The time I went with my mom, but if I was alone, I would just do anyhow. So I went to eat their KFC, and it does not taste like the KFC in Uganda. So I think apparently I thought KFCs had the same recipe. But I think each country has their own. Me, at the back of the mind, I thought KFC has the same recipe because, this is KFC. They should be having the same recipe, but I think they don't have the same recipe. So when you go to Kenya and you are sitting in their restaurant, there is always a mirror. You eat while you are seeing yourself. So the first time I ate at Joby, Innocsetu may be thinking I'm lying. The first time I ate that in Uganda it's supposed to okay. Kid says it's supposed to. Okay, yep, I got to farm. I'm going to leave too in a few. It was nice communicating with you guys. Much love, and save a plate of matoke and peanut stew for me. Definitely. That one I will cook it myself. Promise. Right, Joby, you had to do okay. So okay, Kip says it's supposed to taste the same. That's what I thought, yeah, but it tasted different. Okay, so I knew, okay, now I'm not in Uganda. That's why it's testing this. And the funniest thing is that they put mirrors in their takeaway. Or not even takeaway. In their restaurants, like where they cook chips and chicken. So you find that they always put some forms. I think they are permanent. Others are not permanent, but a mirror must be there. I think you have to see and control the way you swallow, and how if you see yourself, you have to relax and reduce the speed. KFC uses chicken that has 4 legs. Yeah, so I just wanted to do that. I was asking myself, why do they have mirrors? Why should you eat when you're looking at yourself? In Uganda, that is a taboo. It is like you are disrespecting food. They can never put a mirror. But in Kenya, it's okay. People put mirrors. I think, I don't know why those mirrors are there. Maybe are the mirrors in the UK? Because, Kenyans have adapted a lot of UK style. So I will I've not seen the mirrors there, but I've seen the mirrors in Nairobi. Maybe they have a reason why they put the mirrors. You have to eat while you're looking at yourself, or you're seeing yourself through the mirror. That's one thing I realized. So, what the passion that is burning in the hearts of the Kenyan, I guess, is the same that is burning in the hearts of Ugandans. I read that place. Everybody liked me. The first time going, I met this young Kenyan guy who rode me through the places. Chiro. No. A designer mirror. It is not in one place. It is not in one restaurant. It is in many restaurants. I think they believe that people who go there are couples. So you don't have to turn to look at your girlfriend all the time. Or you don't have to turn and look at your boyfriend. You just have to look at each other from the mirror. I think. Because why would they put a mirror in a place, in an eatery? In a hotel. When they stuff. But yeah, they did it. And that's Nairobi. So ekirongo beeraawo chap. You got to when you got to when you are
you know, very many African countries so many.
ekirala ku muziki. Another thing I will not forget.
It was about Kenya.
Mm,
Different African countries, they have a different way of handling security issues.
mm.
So what is the security status of Kenya according when it becomes nights, even during day? How is
First
it?
of all, Kenyan is corrupt. It's corrupt as yes.
Mm.
And I don't know, is it it is also corrupt. And the security there, they have some officers who ride horses. Some in Nairobi, you find them riding horses.
Mm.
And some others ride on skates.
Mm.
So I enjoyed that. I was like,
The
wow.
officers on the scale.
Yeah, the officers on skates. The others on horses, others on skates. So I think the ones on skates are always chasing the pickpocketers. Ababanyapusi. Coming through, move. So I was like, okay, I enjoyed that part, and it's not in Uganda. So we don't see officers on horses in Uganda.
And
And on skates, it was in in Nairobi. I saw that, so I was like, wow. And the security, there is a common tribe that is in the middle of Kenya. There is a common tribe in Nairobi. So when you go to happening places, they play a certain kind of music. You see in Kampala, Mu Kampala, you cannot hear that local music. In Nairobi, that local music plays in
music.
the happening place. Not country music. There is that native music, because the big population in Nairobi is, they have specific groups of people, and they are separated. That a lot of borders speak almost the same tribe. They come almost from the same region, and others who own hotels also come from the same region, and others who are doing the cleaning are also. So that is how those people are divided. So bakubanyo muziko uli local. Then later, there are those other classy areas where they play a lot of Western music. So maybe to attend Roma. Okay. Ask me.
So besides this, you talked about the security. However, you have not told me their status, how they do things. Are they the same with Uganda? The security system, is it the same?
The security system. The first time, my first time there. These other times I've been entering Nairobi, it has been easy. The first time I was afraid. That's one. It was my first time going to Nairobi. I was very young. Very, very young, and I was alone. So I had my passport. You saw my passport. That was the first time I got my passport. When was that? Isn't it like 8 years ago? Yeah, it was like 8 to 9 years ago. So I was very young. That's the first time I entered Nairobi. 9 years ago. So the first time I entered, everyone was saying their own shit. I had my passport. Like I had my passport because I knew that was my ID. And everyone was like saying you have to keep your passport because if they get you, they're going to deport you. That is the way they talk, those big things. And I was scared because, of course, you're coming in a country that you've never been before, and people are telling you stuff like that. But when you are with money, when you have money, you don't have a problem with the security. You don't have a problem. And the movement in Nairobi, I remember during the days, I don't know now with Ruto, but the days of the previous Jomo, Uhuru. Yeah, so the previous president, I had put limit to bars because Kenyans can drink alcohol for Africa. They can represent Kenyans, and South Africa can represent and Nigerians. But I think Africans drink alcohol because they could. A bar could hit from morning to till another morning and until another morning, and the same person is seated in the bar is not going out for until their pockets run dry and their ATM cards run dry. They start going home. So the president had to hike the prices of they love taking Guinness. One a Tusker. Guinness. They love taking it. I don't know. Stout is what? Guinness stout
There
stuff.
is Guinness Stout and Guinness Smooth. The Stout is the other sour.
I think. So that is what I read on the bottle. Like everywhere there is Guinness. So some of them decided to drive their car from Kenya because they increased the price of alcohol to come to Uganda. Even now, if you go, you know where to find them. They have on Friday they will drive from Kenya to come to Uganda just to take alcohol because it is cheap. And now their president has increased it up. They will spend all the weekend in Uganda. Yes, it is out of control. Imagine someone, you put fuel in your car to drive to leave Kenya to enter Uganda because the price of alcohol is low. For you to drink your life and you go back when you cannot even afford the fuel to take you back. So I noticed that people can drink. You will see the same face today with the same shirt today, tomorrow, until they are dry. Then they will start going home. So I noticed that. So I noticed that, and I was like, okay. So these people do that, and that one is not too much. It's not too much. Though there are some people who drink like that in Uganda, but it is not too much. That kind of drinking is not too much. Though I'm not saying like all, but the biggest population in Kenya, they do it, and it's a normal thing. I think it's normal because for them, I think they feel it's normal. But socialization is like
How
the
about
same.
how about their economic system and how when you're making transactions, you're buying something, maybe you're buying food. How are the prices? You want to buy something, you want to for example travel from a certain area in Kenya. How is transport? How are
The
things
transport
there
is good. They have those mattered. They
compared to
have those
Uganda?
small, yeah. For us in Uganda, we have taxi. We have a lot of taxi, the big taxi, not small taxi.
Taxi buses.
Yeah.
And
So for them, they have small matatas. I think they come from circles because everywhere I see written circle. This circle, INNOSSETU circle, staff circle, sheet circle,
They're always
circle.
in circles.
No, I think I don't know why it is circle, but I think that it's an investment that different circles do, and it gives them money. So they have those small matata buses, and they got those other big buses painted with pictures of celebrities. Some other buses, as you are riding in them, they have a vibe, singing music stuff, and some people sing stuff like that. So the transport is kind of good, and usually it is like when you're going somewhere, it can be like 50 pesos. So others are 25 pesos. So it depends like where you're going. So when I used to travel where she was saying it was 50 pesos going to that side. And here lifting things they always use in Lamia. Yeah, for there are camels there. So they always do. At times you find camels carrying stuff.
Are these things
Camel,
move,
let's change that.
do they horses? Do they move around the town?
No, I don't see horses around the town. I only saw horses with police officers where, of course, keeping peace around the cities where there is too much crowd. And I love their infrastructure is good. The Nairobi has been infrastructured in like some parts of UK. Yeah, so of course that those and the buildings are not very new. They are not like new buildings. So they are all buildings, but they are strong. Yeah, they are all buildings, but they are strong. So The infrastructure there looks good. And there is a lot of sheds. There is sheds, you move, there's not too much sun hitting direct. Like when you move to the sides of the banks, there is the weather there. Usually when I go there, the weather isn't much. Transactions are good. There are small banks, like there is a bank where I went to transact my money.
Barclays.
Ate no balina ne finka. They even
That is a circle.
yeah, they are, and nowadays it's a bank. Nowadays it is. Balina ne yababi.
Equity.
They even have equity. So I went to Equity and I withdrew my money. And you are supposed, when you want to do some transactions, they want you to put your money on M-Pesa. That's why you see I have that line. You saw that SIM card, the green one at home.
It is over Safaricom.
Safaricom. So I had to go and register. So I have a Safaricom. Because there are some places where you just have to use M-Pesa for transactions. And I had to buy a small phone. They also have where they sell those small M-Pesa phones on the streets.
The button phones.
Yeah, so I bought that. I had to go to the telecom company. I had to register myself, and they gave me that Safaricom line. It's what I was using for transactions. So I made sure I deposit my money on that SIM card, and I did my transactions. So yeah, at least I know where to get those SIM cards, to get where fast SIM cards. There are also people who are selling fast SIM cards. I also know where to find them. She's enjoying around there. To jagenda kwe picha.
So that was Kenya.
But yeah, but their banking system there is no difference.
With our banking system, sorry.
Yeah, there is no difference. They do shit just the way they do it here. Buying things, I think some other things seem to be, maybe they seem to be normal for the Kenyans, but when you're exchanging our money, it becomes very low, and which makes the things you're buying expensive. Yeah.
But what I've seen in that conversation is that African countries, we are all the same.
We are.
And there is no way you can separate Africans apart from creating apart from creating propaganda, apart from creating hate among African people. But there is something African people have built. There is that natural bond. Because if I told you, you can tell me now that people were like, "Hi, you're from Uganda." They want to show you that hospitality.
Yeah,
that
everyone wanted to know
that
what's up, what happens in Uganda.
Yeah.
Never customer. Tugende waka.
Bagamba ogenda kudda nti.
All right.
Bagambe ate kati ogenda kugira otya bukyakulu.
Bagambe ki? All right. Okay, guys, for those who have been watching with us, thank you so much for watching our show. We are coming back here to another episode. Thank you so much for always being here and loving me. And INNOSSETU, tunawapenda sana. Big hearts. And kwaheri, see you in an hour's time.
Yeah, thank you for those that have been on Facebook. I've been seeing someone on Facebook has been on Facebook, however quiet, but thank you for watching and supporting Blackout Fire Network. Thank you so much, and for all those that have been commenting in, starting from Jib Jabba, Joby, and of course Keith. Thank you so much.